Welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, a channel dedicated to helping you navigate life's complexities with wisdom and understanding. Have you ever found yourself pondering the age-old question, why do bad things happen to good people? You strive to be kind, helpful, and avoid causing harm, yet life throws curveballs that leave you feeling bewildered and perhaps even a little resentful. Why, you might ask, does life constantly test me? These are questions many of us grapple with, and today, we'll explore how the Buddha viewed this very human experience. In his enlightenment, the Buddha's first profound realization was the inherent presence of suffering in life. It wasn't a matter of whether you were good or bad, suffering, he saw, was a universal truth. If you're finding value in this discussion already, please consider liking and subscribing to Wisdom and Wealth for more insights into mindful living. We hope this information helps. When faced with adversity and painful situations, it's easy to feel isolated, as though you're the only one bearing such a burden. It's a natural human reaction. Even I, your host, occasionally succumb to that feeling of being uniquely burdened. However, the teachings of the Buddha encourage us to recognize suffering as a shared aspect of the human condition. To illustrate this, let me share a story often told in Buddhist teachings. A young mother, overwhelmed by grief, lost her beloved baby. Unable to accept this devastating loss, she clutched her child's body and desperately journeyed from village to village, city to city, seeking a doctor who could restore her baby's life. Sadly, no one possessed the power to bring the deceased back to life. Finally, her desperate search led her to the Buddha. The Buddha, with compassion, offered a solution. "I can cure your baby," he said, "but I need a special medicine. Bring me a handful of mustard seeds from a household where no one has ever died." Hope surged through the mother's heart. She believed this task would be simple. She raced to the nearest village, approaching the first house she encountered. "Do you have a handful of mustard seeds to spare?" she asked eagerly. As the householder reached for the mustard, the mother inquired, "Has anyone in your family ever experienced death?" The response was a somber, "Oh, my uncle passed away last year." With a heavy heart, she declined the mustard and moved on. If you're liking this information, please subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. The mother continued her quest, visiting house after house, only to hear the same refrain, death had touched every family. Someone had died, a parent, a sibling, a spouse, a child. The word death echoed through her journey, shattering her illusion of being alone in her grief. She finally understood that death was not unique to her experience, it was an inevitable part of life. With newfound strength, she accepted her baby's passing. Returning to the monastery, she thanked the Buddha not for curing her baby, but for healing her heart. The Buddha's teachings urge us to see suffering as a universal experience. Therefore, when you face difficulties and hardships, remember that you are not alone. Countless others are navigating similar situations. This realization can provide comfort and strength. Often, our first instinct is to resist suffering, wishing it would simply disappear. We might go to sleep hoping the next morning will bring a miraculous resolution to our problems. However, the reality is that suffering exists. The initial step, as taught in the first noble truth of Buddhism, is to accept this suffering as it is, to acknowledge its presence without resistance. Only through acceptance can we begin to find a remedy, a path to healing. We must first acknowledge the pain and suffering inherent in life before we can choose how to respond. A considerable amount of time is often spent worrying about altering what is unchangeable. Your reaction to these experiences determines your life. As you continue to enjoy the video, please click like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. Often, these painful feelings and experiences are blessings in disguise. Without challenges and hardships, how would we develop resilience and a strong mindset? As the saying goes, to learn to swim, you must jump into the pool. You need to experience the feeling of struggling to stay afloat to realize what actions are necessary to learn swimming. Similarly, avoiding or wishing away suffering is futile. Instead, Cultivate a mindset that allows you to face challenges and painful situations with strength. Developing the mental fortitude to confront any challenge empowers you to find happiness and peace, knowing you are prepared for whatever life throws your way. Remember, bad things happen to good people, but good things also happen to good people. And sometimes, it may seem that good things happen to bad people. But this is the law of this world. We must all cultivate the mindset to understand that suffering is the same for everyone. Remember, good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people. Our goal is to see suffering as a shared reality rather than a personal curse. We at Wisdom and Wealth wish you the strength to navigate any challenge life presents. Transition to video on making correct decisions. Welcome to another segment of Wisdom and Wealth. Today, we'll tackle a question from our comments section: how can we make correct decisions in life? To address this, let's explore a sutra from the Buddhist teachings called the Rahula Sutra. In this sutra, the Buddha advises monk Rahula, asking him about the purpose of a mirror. Rahula responds that a mirror is used to check our reflection. Buddha then says that it's like that whenever we are going to do anything using our body, mind, or words. We should repeatedly check what we are doing. We should be mindful and think about it. We should check it. We must do this before and after acting. Buddha further explains how to repeatedly check our actions. Buddha says that when we are going to do something using our body, we should ask ourselves, is this action that I'm going to do now going to hurt myself? Is it going to hurt others? You have to think about if it's going to hurt you, the other person, or both of you. Is it a skillful, good, wholesome, or unwholesome action? Does it bring happiness to my life, mental serenity, and calmness? Buddha says that if you find that the action you are going to do is unskillful, hurts yourself and others, is unskillful, and brings suffering to your life, you should not do it. That means you are going to make a bad choice. Buddha says that if you find the action beneficial, skillful, and brings happiness to yourself and others, you should do it. Like and subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel if you appreciate these valuable teachings. What does Buddha mean by this? He means that before doing anything from your body, mind, or words, you have to be mindful. You have to think about what you are going to do. Is it good or bad? Wholesome or unwholesome? You have to think about the consequences of your choices. If you are aware of the consequences, you will make good choices. Most of the time, we make bad decisions because we are not aware of the consequences and are not mindful of what we are doing. Before taking any decision, pause, take a rest, pause, and think. Ask yourself, is what I'm going to do beneficial for myself and others? Does it hurt myself or others? When you think about that, you can make correct decisions. You also have to be brave enough to choose the harder, more difficult path because doing good things is not easy. However, even though it is difficult, if you practice it constantly, you can bring happiness to your life, no matter what. The best thing to do to make correct decisions is to pause first, think about it, repeatedly check on it, be mindful, and consider whether it is beneficial for you or others, and then make a correct decision. That is how you make good choices. The more you practice, the more happiness you will bring into your lives. That is what I wanted to share with you. I hope you are happy and safe, always. Transition to video on meditation types. Welcome to another edition of Wisdom and Wealth. On today's program, we will be discussing meditation. Meditation is a very valuable practice that can help older adults live better lives. Now, in today's session we will discuss the types of meditations. Basically, the Supreme Buddha introduced two types of meditations, samatha and vipassana. Buddhist meditations can be categorized into these two parts. But these two different parts, these two types of meditations, are interrelated. We cannot set aside one part and develop another. We need both to develop fully. The first type of meditation is called samatha meditation, and the other is called vipassana meditation. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel if you like our videos. Let's clarify these things. what do we mean by samatha meditation? The word samatha means serenity, peacefulness, or calmness. Samatha meditations help you make your mind calm and peaceful. Buddha said that when your mind is peaceful, serene, and calm, it will help you see reality clearly. Therefore, we practice samatha as a tool to realize reality. Vipassana means seeing through something or seeing the inside of something. That is why we call Vipassana meditation insight meditation. These types of meditations will give you a deeper and a very clear view into your life and insight into your life. So, these are the two types of meditation. Samatha bhavana means calming meditation, and Vipassana bhavana means insight meditation. These are the two basic categories of meditations. There are many meditations falling under these two categories. We will learn about them one by one in future videos. If you want more information about this topic, please like and subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. First, we need to learn the importance of these two types of meditations. Why do we need to practice samatha and vipassana? Samatha meditation helps you calm your mind and make it peaceful. When your mind becomes peaceful, it gets clearer, and if you practice vipassana meditation, it will give you a clear view into your mind and your life. Think of your mind as a lake. You are looking at the lake from a bird's eye view. If the water in the lake is unclear, filled with mud and algae, can you see the bottom? No. You cannot get a clear view. If your mind is rippling constantly, can you see the clear view into the bottom of the lake? No, you cannot. We need to wait until the water becomes clear and still. Samatha meditation helps you clear the mind, making it peaceful and calm. Then, you can see through the mind. Your mind will clear, and you will have a good and clear view of the life inside you. Please like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. Vipassana meditation helps you realize reality. It teaches you how things are going inside your mind. These two types of meditations should be practiced together. We cannot leave one behind. Some people say they don't want samatha meditation, they only need vipassana. They say they are full of wisdom and only need wisdom, not calmness or peacefulness. But you cannot leave one thing behind. Buddha said, "Dear monks, practice the calmness, peacefulness, collectedness, and concentration of your mind because when your mind becomes clearer, more peaceful, and calmer, it is easier to see things as they are." These two meditations should be practiced together. They are interconnected and interrelated. In the future, when you receive Buddhist meditation audios, which you can listen to, you can practice these two types of meditation together. As the first step in this video series, we will be discussing samatha meditation. How to calm your mind and make it peaceful, because that is what you need most. Without a peaceful and calm mind, we cannot attain big achievements in our life. We need to know how to control our thoughts and emotions. That is why we need to practice these meditations. If you are finding this informative, please like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. That is all for this video. We will be discussing another important factor about meditations in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you all the great opportunity to find the ultimate happiness in your lives.